Everything during this lift went exactly as planned. We didn't used to be able to rep 170 on the shoulder press, and now we do. We have progressed. Seated shoulder press. Now we can rep 170 for 4 on this machine, right? So that's how I knew right there I got stronger when it comes to, shoulder movements. I usually, if those of y'all know, my shoulders is my lacking point when it comes to strength. Size-wise, my shoulders are good size-wise. They're decent. Same for triceps. Everything is average. But when it comes to my shoulders when it comes to strength is pretty weak. And the main reason why, it doesn't have nothing to do with my routine or how I train shoulder press. It's because back then, when I first started going to the gym, I didn't really know much about, progressive overloading and all of those other things, right? I ain't start really getting into, progressive overloading and prioritizing my strength a lot when it comes to all my movements until like I turned 16. I'm 16 right now, so it hasn't been that much long that I have been trying to prioritize my strength. And when I started prioritizing my strength and not just training for, hypertrophy, because back then, if those of y'all know, I used to train in the home gym for, years, and that's what holded me back from being able to be stronger with, any type of shoulder press movements. My overhead press is bad, and that's because I never done an overhead press before. And when I did do overhead presses, it was with lightweight at the home gym, so I wasn't able to progressive overload and get stronger and all that during those periods. But I've been, going to the gym for quite a while now, and I've learned so many things throughout the months in so many ways to get stronger at a quick amount of time. It's been like a few months since I've completely learned everything. I wouldn't say everything, but majority. Honestly, I could say everything because I know everything I can do. I even, showed y'all proof of me progressing every week, every 2 weeks. So I know how to progress at a quick amount of time strength-wise. I know how to get, leaner and gain muscle at the same time without gaining fat. I know how to stay lean while gaining muscle. I know how to, lean bulk. I know how to do all those things. I know how to get stronger at a very quick amount of time. And what I am going to do when it comes to, shoulder pressing and all those type of movements, right, is I'm going to prioritize those on my arm days first. So I was thinking, I was like, since my shoulders are my weakest point when it comes to strength, I'm going to do shoulder press movements and loud raise movements and all those movements first. I'm going to train shoulders first before any other movement instead of biceps, right? So I'm going to do shoulders first every single arm day, and I'm going to progressive overload on a lot of shoulder press movements. I'm not a big fan of the overhead press. I'm not really like an overhead press type of guy. I like seated Smith machine military press. I like that. And I like this normal seated shoulder press on a seated machine. Honestly, I could just do that and be good. I don't really like the any other type of overhead press. Even standing up. I don't even like the standing up overhead press either. I don't like that either. It's just boring to me. I like the seated shoulder press. So I'm going to prioritize that more, and I'm going to do dumbbell shoulder. I'm going to be doing dumbbell shoulder press. So I have never done dumbbell shoulder press before. So I know if I was to try to get into it, I would be really weak into it, which is fine because I have no problem with starting off, weak. Because, I realize I'm not going to be naturally strong at every movement I do. And there's some people that can be, but I'm not that person. I had to be the person to put a lot of work, and I have to go week by week by week by week, training insanely hard, tracking how much reps I did on this movement, progressive overloading every session. It takes like a lot of, months into making for me to become, really stronger. And yes, I get stronger in a quick amount of time, but the thing is, For you to reach a high level of strength, that doesn't take, a week or two. That take, months. And what I mean that I get stronger a quick amount of time, my lifts mostly go up by 5 to 10 pounds every 1 to 2 weeks. So if if you think about that, that's still, that's obviously some good progress. But for you to be at a insanely, like a perfect amount of strength, and it will never be enough. It will never be enough. Because eventually, you're going to think, well, I'm feeling strong. But there's going to be some days where, well, I need to be bigger. I need to be stronger. So, it's never enough. And I did a little bit of, I did a little deload because I did a lot of high volume on the first set when I did my bicep curls. So, not bicep curls, barbell curls. So instead of doing the 65s and then the 60 today, we're going to do the 60s and then the 50s. Usually I don't curl the 50s because the 50s is light. But when I'm fatigued, I'm obviously going to be, repping out lower weight, right? What I like to do is, what any of the movements I do, I like to go very slow and controlled with that intensity and just training hard. I like to train hard because it's just fun. It's just something about it. Just that sensation, that feeling you get when you get done training as hard as you can, doing everything you can to get that last rep up. Those type of sensations are like the best sensations, especially when you're at that last rep and it takes a very, very long time to get that last rep up. If you know, it's just that little last rep that takes forever to get up, and it's just so much. It's so satisfying to go through that type of situation. That's one thing I like about lifting. I like the intensity. I like the progress. I like everything about it. I like the progressive overloading. I like that I get to see me go from this to all the way to a whole different person. I just love everything about the process. Right now we have weak shoulders, but eventually my shoulders won't be weak anymore. That won't even be a weak point. And the only way my shoulders won't be a weak point is if I show up to the gym every single day, giving it 100%, leaving no reps in reserve, prioritizing progressive overload every session, and going hard no matter how I feel, no matter what's going on. I'm still going to show up to the gym every single day. I remember this one day where it was a Christmas morning, and I woke up on Christmas morning, and I trained legs as soon as I woke up. It was like literally not even like, I know this might sound crazy, but like it wasn't just like a little, I brushed my teeth, washed my face type of thing. Like I literally woke up, picked up my phone, set up the camera, recorded the lift, and I had a whole leg day. And it took me like 50 minutes. And by the time I got done doing that, I took a shower, brushed my teeth, washed my face, came out, and then eventually, it was Christmas. Christmas started, so I got done lifting. I did a whole workout in only like an hour. I did everything I needed to do in only an hour, and I still, was able to brush my teeth, wash my face, and all that. And then once I got done, I got done with all that, and that really made me feel like it just made me feel so disciplined. It made me feel so good because I woke up early, even though I didn't feel like doing it, and got to work as soon as I woke up, right? So those type of days are like the best days. It's gonna be days where I genuinely just don't feel like getting up to go lift, right? But I still go up to go lift anyway. And there'll be days where I'm ready to just get up and go start lifting. And those are the days where, I'm going to perform the best. But you gotta learn this though. If you perform your best even on days where you don't feel like lifting, and imagine how you're gonna perform when you do feel like lifting. Imagine how you're gonna perform when you do have the motivation, when you do have the drive. So I like to always perform at my best even when I don't feel like it. And not because of that reason itself, just because I just cannot go to the gym, just giving it mediocre. I just can't do anything mediocre. I have to give everything 100%, especially if this is my passion. And I guarantee you, if this is not your passion, you are not going to want to do it. And if you don't have a passion for lifting, if you don't have a passion for what you do, honestly, it's not going to really last long, if I'm being honest. If you don't have a passion for training or anything to that nature, you're just not going to enjoy it. You're not going to enjoy the training at all. You're not going to enjoy any of this at all. But if you do have passion, you will enjoy it. But training is not for everybody. Lifting weights is not for everybody. Combat sports is not for everybody. Any type of sport you are doing is not for everybody. So it's good that you might find your own passion and of what you enjoy. I don't recommend everybody. I do recommend people getting in the gym, but I don't think everybody in the world should be over here, being a gym rat like me and, others, and maybe one of you in this video that's watching. The gym is not for everybody. But I would say this though. I feel like everybody should, be in shape. Everybody should be healthy, and everybody should be doing something beneficial to their life. So, it's just overallly important to be healthy, right? But like I said, not everybody is going to want to be a gym rat. Not everybody is going to want to pursue bodybuilding, right? So if you're a person that's, that just want to be healthy and that just want to, be in shape, but you don't want to be taking, lifting that serious, I totally respect that. But if you're a person that genuinely think, well, this is not enough, like I have to, I want more, I want to be better, I want to be stronger, then I recommend you taking this advice. I regularly just wake up in the morning and instantly go to train. That's how every single routine I have been going through, that's the entire routine I've been going through for like a good couple months now. Not even a couple months, like for years now. And ever since I've done that type of routine, I just become a better person mentally and physically. And I will wake up in the morning, eat whatever I gotta eat. Or I would wake up in the morning, shower, obviously I brush my teeth, wash my face, etc. That always comes in. And I will instantly go to the gym and train. And that cycle itself, just back to back to back to back, that would make me feel like I'm just the best version of myself I could ever be. Even getting closer to God. I feel like what really helping me getting closer to God is, do discipline, training, praying, etc. List goes on. Anyways, I'm seeing y'all tomorrow, and we're gonna have a leg day, and we're gonna be back